the one, the only, Ben Sion.
Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double. As we finish the third parak of Maseches Beitzah, we'll be starting the fourth parak of Maseches Beitzah. Parak Gimel Mishnah Ches. Omer Adam L'Chavero. A person can tell his friend on Yontiv, Mali Li Klizeh. Meaning a person who's a salesman, he wants to buy something from somebody. You can technically open your store. He says, "Fill me up this bottle. I don't know, a bottle of Coke, a bottle of apple juice. I don't know. It says a gallon. It says 2 liters on it. You could fill it up. You can fill it up, even though, right? Aval lo b'mida, but you can't use a kli, which is normally used for measuring something, right? You have measuring cups in your kitchen. You can't use that because that, again, is engaging in measurements. When you engage in measurements, I mentioned yesterday, it's using your mind. It takes away from simchas yontiv. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, "Haya kli shel mida lo yimalenu." Rabbi Yehuda says. I'm sorry, let's go back. I explained the Rabbanan wrong. The Rabbanan say you can tell someone to fill a kli, even if it says 2 liters on it or whatever. But you can't mention the word mida. You can't say fill 2 liters of this bottle up, or 1 liter. If it's a 2 liter bottle, fill 1 liter of this bottle up. You can't do that because again, you're getting involved with mida. He says once you're using a measuring cup, right? So that you can never fill up. Even if you don't say, I want a specific amount, you can't put anything in a measuring cup because a measuring cup, you're going to look how much it's measured and you're getting involved with measurements. To follow this example, Abba ben Shol ben Bidnin, who was a store owner, he used to fill up measurements of whatever people wanted, oil, wine, whatever they wanted to buy on Yontiv, and give them to on Yontiv, so they didn't have to measure on Yontiv. Abba Shol Omer, Abba Shal said, you should even do that on Chol HaMoed, maybe Uri HaMidos. Because on Chol HaMoed, people have more time. They don't want to waste their time. They want to spend their time learning Torah, right? The regular year, you work. On Chol HaMoed, you take off and you learn. Not that you learn the whole year. On Chol HaMoed, you learn also. So we didn't want to waste people's precious time. So therefore, when you pour out wine or oil, sometimes it takes time for all the oil. You don't want to cheat your customers to come out. So you would do it before Chol HaMoed. Say, even during the weekday you should do this. Leave it overnight to make sure all the oil comes out. It should be the exact measurement. You don't want to steal from people. You want it to be the exact amount, right? If he orders a bottle of wine, he said, "Put it in my bottle, and in the place where I store my wine. So it's a liter of wine, and you want to put it in it. You want to make sure all the wine comes out of the bottle." You can go to a store owner and say, give me a dozen eggs, give me 30 almonds. So this is not considered measurements because it's something you always count in your houses. You count how many eggs am I putting in the omelet, 3 eggs, so it's something normally counted. It's not something that really people pay so much attention to and really mentally dwell on it. Beitzah, Perek Dal, Mishnah Aleph. On Yontiv, you have a big meal. You want to bring a bunch of bottles of wine from one place to another place. You shouldn't bring them the way you do during the week in a big basket or in a big bucket. But you could bring it on your shoulder, a couple of them on your shoulder. You can't hold that many on your shoulder, or in your hand. You want to move straw, right? You can move straw if you're prepared before Yontiv. You want to feed your animals. You can't take it in a big basket, but you can bring a little bit in your hand at a time. And even if the straw was not, you didn't plan on using it before Yontiv, you're allowed to use it because this mission does not hold of muksa. Reb Shimon does not hold of muksa. Right? It's not something dachol biyadayim. It could be used. You just didn't set it aside. You didn't know you were going to use it, so it's not muksa. You can't touch the wood which you store away for building. We're talking about fancy wooden beams that you use to build a house or to build something, which are worth a lot of money, and they're worth a lot of money. That's called muksa machmas chisar and kis. It's something which is valuable, and it's muksa because of its value. That's considered dachi abedai, and even according to Shimon, that's considered pushed away because normally people only use it for building. They don't use it for whatever he's going to want to use it for firewood or something. So therefore, you can never touch that, even according to Shimon. That's the conclusion of today's share. Stay tuned for Ian Mitzion, where I talk about this Mishnah, Mishnah Aleph, about Tircha on Yontiv. Chazal were more makbid on Tircha and Yontif than on Shabbos. I'll explain why. Ian Mitzion coming up next.